About color theory. To explain the law of color, I would like to reference the color wheel, starting out with primary colors. These colors exist on their own and cannot be made. These colors are yellow, blue, and red. When all three of the primary colors are mixed together, the result is brown. Now, let's take a look at secondary colors. These colors are achieved when mixing two primary colors together. For example, if you mix yellow and red, you get orange. If you mix red and blue, you get violet. And if you mix blue and yellow, you get green. Then we have tertiary colors. These colors are achieved when mixing a primary and a secondary color, like yellow-orange, red-violet, blue-violet, blue-green, and yellow-green. And then you have these are warm tones that they have red in it, and that these are going to be cool tones that they have blue in it. Warm tones, they give you a feeling of warmth, they add more color to the face and provide volume, while cool tones, they give like depth to your face and they give you like more, like your features get like more strong, and they make your hair look darker. Now let's take a look to complementary colors. These colors, they live opposite to each other on the color wheel, and these are called complementary not only because they complement each other, but because they neutralize each other. So here you have in front of orange, you have blue, in front of yellow, you have violet, and in front of red, you have green. So you're going to neutralize warm tones with cool tones. Violet neutralizes yellow, blue neutralizes orange, and green neutralizes red. What are you doing when you're neutralizing? Okay, so when you want to neutralize orange with blue, what do you get? So orange is made of red and yellow, so you're again mixing the three primary colors together, so you're going to get a brown tone. And the same thing happens with the other colors. So you're always mixing the three primary colors and you're gonna get a neutral tone, a warm tone. Here you have the example, blue neutralizes orange and you get a brown tone. So this is really important in formulating hair color. For example, if you want to eliminate orange tones from the hair, we will want to use a blue base color because blue is opposite of orange on the color wheel, and it will provide you with a neutral brown. As you can see, when you neutralize, you're always mixing again the three primary colors. And color is also important depending on your face features. A color does not look good in everyone, so there is a lot to take into consideration when choosing a hair color. Okay, so now let's take a look to our level system and underlying pigment. Level systems are used to describe the level of lightness or darkness in the hair, with lower levels being darker and higher levels meaning lighter. Lavina uses a level system from 1 to 10. Here you have the levels. Here you have the names of the levels, like 10 being extra light blonde and 1 being black. So, and here you have the underlying pigment. Now, we must understand the underlying pigment. This is a natural hair pigment that is in everyone's hair, but it is visually exposed when you're lifting 2 or more levels. It is also good to understand this because it will tell you the level you're at. So, for example, if I have a client who is a natural level 4 and I'm lifting her to a 7, I'm going to be exposing some oranges. So thanks to the color wheel, I know that blue cancels out orange, so I will use a blue base color for a beautiful medium neutral blonde. Always take into account the underlying pigment so you know what you're going to do. What does my client want? I am going to enhance warm tones, or am I going to neutralize them? So here you have. If you are, like for the example I gave, So you're at medium brown, you want to get to a 7, so of course you're going to get orange. And when you get orange, you immediately going to know that you're at a level 7. So what color do you need to use? Blue. So you have two options, using blue to neutralize the orange or using a Cooper color so you can enhance this orange. So this is going to depend on what your client wants. If you have two undertones, you're going to use two neutralizers. For example, yellow-orange, you need to use violet and blue. If you only use blue without using violet to neutralize yellow, blue and yellow gives you green. So you're going to leave the hair green. It is really important that you always use both or you use the correct one. For example, here you have yellow at a level 9. So you have to neutralize it with violet. If you use a blue tone, a blue toner, you are gonna get a green pigment. So it is really important that you know your beloved color, you know your colors, you know Avina's colors, so you know which ones are the violets, which ones are the greens, and which ones are the blues. Here you can see in the color wheel the underlying pigment. So it's starting with cool tones to warm tones. Here you have it in the level system. 1 is blue, 2 is blue violet, and here you get to red, red orange, orange, yellow orange, and here you have 9, but you have 9 on 10, 10 being a pale yellow. So you also can place it here at your color wheels to tell, for example, here you have red. How can I neutralize red? What is in front of this color? You have green. Yellow, you have violet. And orange, you have blue. So you can also see here how to neutralize the tones. Okay, so now let's understand our color chart. What is this number? What is this number? What is 6? Diagonal 4? What is this telling me? So the first number, this one, indicates the base level of the shade you would like to achieve. It shows how light or dark the color is. So it's going to be this level. So 6, you're the dark blonde. And this number is the tone or the reflect of color. And in Avina, we have these numbers. So in this case, 6 diagonal 4, 4 is Cooper. So here you get a dark blonde Cooper. But in Avina, we have 00, that this one is for gray coverage. We have natural tones. This one, they're going to give you a little bit, they have a little bit of gold in it. These ones are natural gold. They have a little bit of blue. 1 is blue, 2 is violet, 3 is gold, 4 is Cooper, 6 is red. This is a chocolate. So these ones, they have 7 and 8, they have warm tones. This one has red and this one has yellow, has gold into it. And the 9, they have a gray base and they have blue and a little bit of purple in it, but it's a really light purple. Here you can see what are you going to find in the 00s. You have from 3 to 10. In the ashes, you have from 5 to 11. In the natural tones, you have here you have black. This one does not have any reflection in it. And from 4 to 6, it's a little bit like a gold reflection. The 2, these ones are violets. These ones, they have a little bit of blue in it. These ones are the gold ones. You have 2 Cooper tones, the reds, the chocolates. This one, it's a brown with a little bit of gold. And this one is gray base with blue. Now let's analyze the color. Before we get into Avina's color, let's see the characteristics of the hair. We should know the hair structure and understand the importance in color and difference between texture, density, porosity, and elasticity. So let's start with hair structure. The hair is divided into three layers: the cuticle, the cortex, and the medulla. The cuticle is the outermost layer, and it actually opens and closes to accept things like moisture, hair color. It's also like the first protection to the hair shaft. The cortex is just inside the cuticle, and this is where most chemical processes and permanent changes take place. And then you have the medulla, the inner layer, but this one is only present in coarse hair. Here you can see the types of colors we have in Avena. We have direct color, that is Pigmentosa. This one is semi-permanent color. This one, it does not require developer in order to work and stay on the cuticle. This is why they last 8 to 10 washes, because they only stay in the cuticle. And direct colors, that it's colores sincero, are a permanent color. This one do require developer, and those live in the cortex, that is the inner, well, the next layer. It will be this one. And the developer is the oxidative agent necessary for hair color to do its job. For maximum performance, it is really important to mix Avena with Avena. Now we have texture. This is the size or diameter of the hair shaft, which has three categories: fine, medium, or coarse. In relation to hair color, fine hair accepts color and lightness quicker than coarse hair. Coarse hair is generally more resistant to color surfaces, and fine hair is the smallest of the three, and you can barely even feel it when it's isolated. It's also the most susceptible to damage. And medium hair is the most common type, and coarse hair is the most resistant to damage and thicker in terms of diameter. Density. Your hair density is the number of strands of hair growing out of each square inch of your scalp. And it is categorized by low, medium, and high. Someone with fine hair could have a very high density, whereas the opposite could happen for someone with coarse hair. They might have low density. This is absolutely important as well in formulating to make sure that you're getting the result you're looking for, and to give the client since the start of the service an accurate quote for it, because more product is going to be needed. Porosity. This is the ability of the hair to absorb and hold moisture and liquid. And in relation to hair color, porous hair is easier to lighten and often accepts hair color faster. Someone with high porosity accepts hair color very quickly, but the color is usually the fastest to fade. And non-porous hair is more difficult to lighten and therefore has a tendency to resist the color process. And as a rule, hair is more porous from the midshaft to the end and less porous near the scalp. Elasticity. This is the ability of the hair to stretch and return to its natural state. In relation to hair color, if the hair does not return to its natural state or breaks off during a test, it is not in optimum condition and should not be colored. You can use additivo hyaluronico treatment to reveal the hair structure and reconnect the hair bonds. Now let's talk about the two types of hair color we have. We have Pigmentosa, that is a reconstructive mask with color. This one, as we said before, is direct color, is ammonia free, it does not require a developer, and you cannot mix semi-permanent color with permanent color. As it does not require developer, it's not going to cover gray hair. It only stays in the cuticle. How to apply it? It's really important to apply it in clean hair and dry hair. Dry hair for it to absorb the pigment and you can have like a long lasting color. As you apply it on clean hair, you do not have to use shampoo. You can remove it only with water. And it's really important to apply these colors in like light tones, like blonde levels from 8 to 10. How can you use these colors? You can use it as a toner if you leave it for 15 to 20 minutes in color that it's already there, but it already faded away. So you're gonna use it to give that intensity to the color. If it's the first time you're gonna apply the color, it's gonna be like as a dye, and you're gonna leave it for more time, 20 to 30 minutes. You can also make your own enhancing shampoo, so you can have your red shampoo, pink shampoo, blue shampoo. In the goji shampoo from 16 ounces, you're gonna remove 1.3 ounces of shampoo and replace it with Sincero. And here you have the 8 colors we have. As you can see, we have the 3 primary colors, so you can have all the colors you want. And we have this one that it's white. This one, you're gonna use it to create pastel colors. Colore Sincero, it's our permanent color. It's low, it's in ammonia, so it's not gonna dry your hair as normal dyes do. And the mixture is gonna be a little bit more difficult because it has a lot of ingredients, that highly moisturizing ingredients, that it's gonna make it a little bit more thicker, more dense, the mixture. It has vanilla, chamomile, argan, goji, and macadamia. What is the formulation? It's going to be 1 plus 1.5 from 10 to 40 volumes. This one is the traditional, and the developing time is 30 minutes. As a toner, you're going to use 6 and 10 volumes, and you can leave it from 10 to 20 minutes. Gray hair coverage is also the same formulation as the traditional, the same mixing ratio. It's 1 plus 1.5. And this one, you're gonna leave it for 50 minutes. Here is a guide of how to use Colore 00. That this one is from Gray Hair Coverage. Here is the percentage. And super lighteners, you're gonna mix 1 plus 2 and with 40 volumes. I recommend 40 volumes, platinum. And this one, you're gonna leave it for 50 minutes.